Hello and welcome to another video of The Long Termer. In this video, I will be sharing with you my personal experience of the 2020 Maruti Suzuki Baleno Sigma variant, which is the base variant. The car right here was taken from a rental company in Goa. Kindly comment down below if you are interested in knowing my entire rental experience. This particular car was taken by us for almost a week and we drove it for 500 kilometers. To know more about the details of the rental company, kindly check out the description of this video. Kindly like, share, comment and subscribe to the channel for more such reviews from the Long Termer. This variant gets the central locking system but not the remote operated one. So, to open the door, firstly only the driver's side doors open. And for opening the rest of the doors, you have to do it from a button which is given on the door panel of the driver's side door. But closing all the doors from outside can be done with the key. Up front, these sharper looking headlamps goes really well with this aggressive bumper and gives it a bit of a sporty touch. These headlamps are halogen based and do a fine job at night. This car misses out on front fog lamps, but you can get it as an accessory. Even the chrome finish Suzuki's logo creates a good contrast with the matte black finish grille. Overall, the front end is nicely laid out and feels quite good. Now, let's have a look at the engine bay to check out as to what is it that powers the Maruti Suzuki Baleno. We all are very much familiar with the BS6 emission norms which the automakers had to comply with by April 2020. But Maruti back in March 2019 itself had introduced its first lineup of BS6 engine with this Baleno. This 1.2 litre VVT petrol engine produces 82 brake horsepower with the maximum torque output of 113 Newton meters at 4200 RPM. This engine is very silent and the overall insulation is quite impressive, and at times I didn't even realize if the car was switched on. On the sideways, I really appreciate the fact that this being the base variant, you get body color door handles and ORVMs. The rain visors, side beadings and these wheel caps on these 15 inches steel rims are in aftermarket edition. The body line from the sideways joins quite nicely onto the back. To my surprise, even the base variant gets LED tail lamps and they look amazing at night. For reverse assistance, you get 4 ultrasonic parking sensors. There is a high mounted stop lamp on an integrated spoiler, a roof antenna. There are even reflectors on the bumper. On the boot, I just love the fact that even on the base variant, you get a rear parcel tray. The electric tailgate release, which can be only accessed if the doors are unlocked. The boot is decently spaced and has the capacity of 339 liters. You can easily accommodate quite a lot of luggages, but the only issue is the high loading lip. Now coming to the interiors, on the rear door panel, you can see that there are no controls for power windows as it has the manual lever. A bottle holder. The rear seats are quite comfortable and seating 3 people abreast will not be an issue at all. The rear is very spacious. On this model, you even get another provision for a bottle holder and beneath it, there is a 12-volt power output. The roof has a contrasting beige color and on the center there is a light. That is pretty much from the rear. Now, let's get on to the front side. When you open the front door, you can see controls for the front power windows. The driver's side has auto down function as well. You have the lock and unlock switch, bottle holder and some utility space. The driver's side seat do not get height adjust, but the headrest on both front seats are adjustable. Piano black finish is there on the edges of the AC vents. Headlight leveler. This is the fuel lid opener. The pedals of the car. Another storage space. The steering wheel of the car has tilt adjust. Driver's side sunshade gets a ticket holder. There is the usual manual IRVM. But to my surprise, even the co-passenger side sunshade does not have a vanity mirror. Overall, the cabin has lots of storage spaces. Even the glove box is decently spaced. Now, being the base variant, you don't get any sort of music system in this car, the manual air conditioner. There is another 12-volt power output, few more storage spaces. Overall, the cabin's quality and the materials of the plastics used is very poor. As you can expect from the base variant of a Maruti Suzuki, even this does not have a tachometer, and now it's high time for them to provide one as standard. But this particular instrumental cluster looks 10 times better than the base variants of the Swift and Swift Dzire. Last month, Maruti created a milestone with the Baleno, and they have sold more than 8 lakh units of the car in just 5 years. Well, that is because of the reliability, performance and the overall package that this particular car offers. The 82 brake horsepower is quite sufficient, and the engine feels more lively when it crosses the 1500 RPM mark. The clutch is very smooth, which makes shifting gears quite hassle-free. The power steering is nicely weighed and gives great amount of feedback and confidence at higher speeds. Well, like all other Maruti Suzuki cars, even this does not feel so solid outside. But on paper, it gets dual front airbags, ABS, EBD and brake assist as standard. Apart from this, you even get safety warning alarms for not wearing your seat belts and if you cruise over the speed of 100 km per hour. Overall, in the brief period of 7 days, I got the fuel efficiency figures of close to 17 km per liter. But this can be even more depending upon your driving style. I think the Sigma variant of the Maruti Suzuki Baleno is a great value for money proposition, as you get good amount of features, great utility at a very attractive price. That would be it for this video. Kindly like, share and comment down below as to what do you think of the Sigma variant of the Maruti Suzuki Baleno. Thanks for watching.